I'm Daba Mandela. This is my Soweto travel playbook. Growing up in Soweto.
Mighty fingers.
I make mountains out of molehills, and it can be quite the scene. Think about how far I've come in my life, looking greater than it's ever been. If I could eat my pie in the sky, it would be just my thing. Sipping on my champagne, and my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. I don't know about my haters, but they should know about me. Keep me humble, oh God. My life looking greater than it's ever been. I overflow flavor. My pockets are full of green. Even on my worst day, my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African.
If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back.
If you're jealous, don't hold me back. Jealous, don't hold me, no, no, no. If you're jealous, don't hold me back. I'm saying, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please stop jealous me.
If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back.
kila siku jua lipya linatua. Sasa ninapaa, nipo mawinguni, nimeamua kamwe sitavunjika, nina uwezo. Jua linawaka, mvua yanyesha. Jua linawaka, mvua yanyesha. Jua inawaka, mvua yanyesha. Jua inawaka, mvua yanyesha.
What's up, good people? What's up, good people? My name is Shem Betts, and you're tuning into Philosophy and Quack, aka Fuck You If You Like. That was Liboy's Voices in My Head playing, and before that, we had the king himself, Tetushani, blessing us with Don't Jealous Me, aka Africa Sun. Okay, the song is called Africa Sun, but I like the Don't Jealous Me, Don't Jealous. That song is fire. Anyway, today I have an amazing guest with us today. He's a good friend of mine. We do comedy together. We have done a few skits together. We have done a lot of things together, but I feel like he should introduce himself. Maina Munene bana, salimia watu bana.
What's up, my brother?
Hey, mambo vipi?
Niko salama manze, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great manze, unaendeleaje?
Niko salama, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, man, this is dope. Live on Sat 254, yeah?
254.radio.
No, like the show.
Sat 254, yeah.
Yeah, man. Tune in, like Shem Betts' shows, and let's give him this show, man.
Sasa tuanze from the beginning bana. Wewe bana, leo umefika mbele yangu bana. Unafikaje mbele ya msanii? Hii si fiti bana. Unaniaibisha aje. Utaki nipate hii kazi.
So, actually we have conversation na watu wa Radio 254, nikamwambia me I'm more deserving of this position than Jerry. But yeah, man, I like to keep time.
You like to keep
I like to think of myself as someone who keeps time.
Wewe kazi yako ni kukaa mali, si ndio?
That's also true, but yeah, man.
Nimekuanika sana wewe.
Wazee bana.
Anyway, sijui video feed imepotea ama nini. But anyway, so you do comedy, si ndio? I know you have traveled the world. You've been to Zimbabwe. Is it Zimbabwe?
Yeah. Have been to Zimbabwe, Harare in Zimbabwe.
How was the experience there? Uko ulienda na gunia ya pesa, ama what happened? How did you experience that thing, ama ulikuwa tu?
Thank you. So I think I've been to Harare, and Harare is a beautiful country. It's a beautiful city, but it's one of those places where the systems don't work.
The systems don't work.
And they do not have as much freedom as we do over here. Mm-hmm. And I think it takes going to a place like that to realize how much freedom we have here, and how much we take it for granted. Ile place that mkiwa kwa gari msay you can't talk about the president.
Walai.
Yeah, man.
Even after Mugabe alikuwa amekufa, kwani huyo jamaa pia amechukua pia is like
ilikuwa huyo jamaa anaitwa Mnangagwa. Actually they had like elections maybe a few days ago, and he won again. So it was one of those situations where umse ametoka but mwenye ameingia is probably like an even worse like representation of the other person. So ilikuwa tu ni continuation ya more or less how Mugabe was. but now this is he's more strong, and you know. Yeah, man. So,
but anyway, so Manisha, like, okay, you say the systems don't work.
Yes.
Me asking, everybody complains in Kenya, oh, the systems don't work, the system don't work. What is the difference between the
bro, systems here work.
Systems gani hizi unaongelea bro?
So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Unaona Kenya Power yao inaitwa Zesa. So akunaga stima like more than 6 hours every fucking day.
Fuck. Asi tukipoteza tu for like 10 minutes ushaanza kuzua. Tumeingia Twitter hapo, hey KPLC bana, hey.
So like so uko wasi hata like hawashtuki juu wanajuanga tu.
Like washazoea. Indo system
and you're like, this is not normal. Like sijui mbona mko okay na hii story. And I'm like whatever man, we charge our phones at night, whatever, ikifika 4 am stima zimeenda, tutarudi jioni.
Hey, so mchana hata hakuna
bro.
Enda upige juu, sasa huko ni kukaa tu kwa mawe tu like daily.
So unacheki ile place kuna area ya State House. Hapo you can't walk, you have to run.
Eh, manze kwani ni high school, shule mzima inarani waka high school bana.
Bro, like bro wale wasa walikuwa nasema hata gari ikatobokea mguu hapo kwa fence ama karibu na State House. Wewe iache uende.
And it's that bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we have systems that work, and we have like a country that, bro, just you say whatever the fuck you want, and that's that.
Because huku najua most of our issues they are nuanced. Because najua tukicomplain, we usually think we have it bad, you know. And I feel like many Kenyans take this for granted. That's why I say I love Kenya, because there are things you can get away with in Kenya. Unaweza enda Twitter utukane hapo president na and, nothing happens.
And sisi tunaweza kosa ku realize how important that is. But bro, you get like that's everything. Like I feel like that freedom of expression and freedom of speech is the foundation of any country that works. So everything else in a stem from that I can say whatever I want whenever I want. And so unapata, if you can't do that, unaishi tu kainchi kakona uoga flani, like ushai feel tension. You know how you feel like there's some tension with these people.
Yeah, it's like when saziliani umepatana na dem yako na ex wake alafu na feel nikako na kitu.
Like you can't see ati juu umetusiana, but you can just tell
hapa kitu
hii.
So how did you perform? How's the performance though? Did you like it?
So
kwanza ulifanya minutes ngapi?
I did like maybe 7 or something.
Best performance in your life.
It was really dope. There are some guys called the Slick Comic, and some other guy called the Comic Pastor. So they're like huge in Harare. So I jumped on their show, and I did really well. I've shared some clips online about that performance.
Speaking of online, what is your Instagram handle? Watu anze kuingia hapo sahi.
So Instagram najita Maina Munene, Maina_Munene.
Yes, exactly. Go in there and do the thing bana. Usigose ingia hapo ndani.
Yeah, so
ulikuwa umepatiwa pointers like don't talk about this, don't talk about that. Ama ilikuwa ngatu enda tu ufanye vile utafanya.
I think for me ilikuwa, and this is like something that I'm like at the forefront of saying, listen, if you're a comedian and you're traveling outside Kenya, just be culturally sensitive.
Yeah.
Like, no, does this work here? Do you guys talk about these things? What's an equivalent of this here? Do you have terrorism? Do you have public transport? Like all these things where it helps you get a better understanding of where the people are culturally.
So basically read the room.
Yes. But and it's not even like the room, more like read the country.
Najua pia ulifika TZ.
Pia Dar es Salaam. I've been to Dar es Salaam.
The experience there compared to Zimbabwe and maybe Kenya, najua.
Ama
ilikuwa tu same WhatsApp group, different situation.
No. I think I had like in terms of like a show, I had like a better show and a better reception in Zimbabwe than I did in TZ. But I think mainly because the room that I did in TZ was a small room that was also like one of those hard rooms, and I did quite well given the circumstances. And I also have like a clip online from that performance. But I feel like Tanzanians as a people are not very receptive of Kenyans. Like there's this, that kabif, that rivalry of you Kenyans. Yes. So there was that tension, but also in terms of like the country and the freedoms that they have, they also have quite limited freedoms. Internet is very expensive in Tanzania.
Really, it's expensive. No,
Bro, it's expensive. Like internet is such like a new idea in most places in Africa, in the world. In Africa, kwa sababu unaenda hoteli na umebuy kitu huko, but they sell the Wi-Fi password.
Wallahi. Shit, man.
Like an equivalent of maybe like 500 Kenya shillings.
Also umebuy kitu na bado unalipia. Mpaka umebook room lakini bado unalipia password.
So ya room hiyo ya room maybe like that's different, but I'm saying like you can't just walk into like
sisi tumeweza unaingia too big square unasema password gani wewe unakupatia mbio.
Ukikunywa soda ama whatever. Uko you have to buy like a token, and I think it expires after some time.
Wow.
so that goes to show like internet is something.
It's something we are taking for granted. Anyway. So before we're going to take a short break, but before nataka to introduce jamaa hapa anaitwa Kinoti. I want to play a song by Kinoti inaitwa Nitangoja.
Kinoti is a beast.
Bana uliona mambo yao pale Sarit Center bana.
Kinoti and Ethan Muziki manze, those guys they're doing the thing.
Sasa let's take a moment and just appreciate their song before we talk about that situation and what it means for the Kenyan community. This is Philosophy and kwa keke fuck you if you like. Hapa niko na Maina Munene. Kinoti Nitangoja.
Love for you will forever stay the same. Nikiwa kando yako ama miles away, we'll be okay, and I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. We'll break down, 'cause it'll be some time before tushikane mikono. I won't see you often, na siyo kupenda kwangu, ni mipango ya Mungu, but I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. If it's your love, I'm prepared to wait. Nitangoja, na sitachoka, no matter. We'll break down, 'cause it'll be some time before tushikane mikono, and I won't see you often, na siyo kupenda kwangu, ni mipango ya Mungu, but I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. If it's your love, I'm prepared to wait. Nitangoja, na sitachoka, no matter where you are. Nitangoja, na sitachoka, no matter where you are. Nitangoja, na sitachoka, sitachoka mama, sitachoka, nitakungoja wewe, oh sitachoka mama, no matter where you are, nitakungoja na sitachoka.
Yeah. Welcome back to the show, man. This Philosophy and Quack with me, Shiem Betsa. Na hapa ndani tuna Maina, Munene, tumerudi tena. That was Kinoti with Nitangoja. If you haven't listened to the guys' EP, it's called Green Room. That's a fire EP. You should go listen to it. But let's talk about the history they made with Ethan Muziki pale Sarit Center, bana. Maina, bana. Uliona hiyo maneno pale Twitter?
Bro. It's one of those things you see and you feel inspired. And hata nilishakwa like kwa stories zangu because it's like, this is the shit, man. This is everything that I envision for the arts, man. Yeah.
It's one of those things because najua it's as much as it was a free event, man. Najua these guys, the show was cancelled because they were disrupting business at the top. They're taking started from the bottom now here to a whole new level. Nyuko ground floor, mko basement, lakini tu rooftop huko biashara imekataa.
I think it's one of those feelings that I think you can shake off, you know, like having a show that's so successful they have to shut it down. I feel like that's next level shit, bro.
And then I hear this was actually a series, a weekly or a monthly series.
Yeah, it's called, I think, a Festival of Sound, something.
And the previous one was ikuja sana, but people came.
Yeah, Erosh and
Costa Ojuang. It was
Erosh and Costa Ojuang had like a show. It's like a Sunday evening, you know, just come, chill, hang out, get some ice cream or whatever. And just vibe, you know. I think they had not like anticipated, because the way they've set up the show is, it's not for like mainstream artists. So wako like, we're just looking for like a thing, maybe 200, 300 people. Just a chill Sunday evening. Tuone vile itakuwa. Punde si punde. Hata pali pa kuweka parking hakuna. Inabidi kama umekuja na vitu naweka kwa mfuko nenda nayo. Bro. But I feel like people don't really understand the impact of this, what this really means, because for the longest time najua promoters wamekuwa na mchezo ya kuchase numbers, najua. And we have had this discussion before where we feel like sometimes when you're curating a lineup, it's not about the numbers, it's about the experience. We're having the same conversation with Manu the other day. And I feel like that is often overlooked, because imagine najua sasa sai Kinoti na Ethan, the promoters watakuwa nawafuata. But now imagine if a promoter was smart enough to book beforehand. Angekula aje, najua, because these are loyal fans. I think when it comes to promoters, and understandably so, they look at the numbers because that's where the money is. So a promoter is not here to help you build your craft. They are here to make money off your craft. And the only way they make money off your craft is if you have enough numbers for them to use and leverage to make money, or maybe like top off maybe like a few more
to make profit.
And make some money. But I think what the likes of Ethan Muziki and Kinoti and even someone like Erosh is that they're eliminating the middleman and going directly to the fan. And when you do that, it means if the fans fuck with your shit, then they will show up. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
And even like someone like Erosh has a show end of this month. It's called Folk Fusion.
Folk Fusion is a big deal.
Yes. So that's something that he has built from the ground up, and now it's like a proper festival where advanced tickets go for like 2Gs. You know, like it's like a proper thing.
And then what I like about the event is like the lineups you are to always part up like who are really established. Most of the lineup is upcoming artists.
And it goes back to what you're saying, like that's an artist who's curating an experience. So for them, they don't care as much as about the numbers, but they care about the quality of the show.
Yeah.
And just basically like creating an experience where even newer artists who are really good get an opportunity to showcase.
Exactly.
And I think that's the beauty of any shows that are run by artists tend to be more successful than shows that are run by like promoters who are like not artists.
What do you think?
Case study maybe Blankets and Wine or something.
Yeah, Blankets and Wine, it's run by Mudhoni.
Yeah,
she's an artist. But that's why I think we were having a conversation with someone a few years ago about, like, you're saying there are no festivals in Kenya.
Yeah.
And I think we might be on the cusp of now starting to experience festivals, because the Solfest is a big thing.
Yeah.
But it's still not a festival. Unajua ukiangalia things like Lollapalooza,
Yeah.
there's this one ya Travis, Astro World, if you look
Yeah.
at. There's this Coachella.
Yes.
It's a weekend thing, and then ukiangalia lineup vile imechorwa.
Yeah.
What do you think is stopping us from having a festival experience in Kenya? Yeah.
I think it's the culture of let's just do what works. So I feel like someone did like an event with this setup, and it works.
Yeah.
So people are afraid of having like shows where you have like 5 stages and all these things, because the cost of producing such a show is crazy, but also the returns are not like guaranteed unless it's like crazy successful. So I think it's just the idea of this works.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You get what I'm saying.
But I feel like the industry, but that's Oktoberfest inajaribu, because nimeona pia wako na venye like their lineups are not very strict. Unaona someone like Mutoria when you're still coming up. Alirushwa huko, and right now he's growing. He's like a regular feature, and he has a really huge fan base at the moment.
Yes.
Unaona, so there are arenas and everything, and I feel like we need to find a way that we can merge both. But speaking of that, you have a series called The Government Spokesman that has been making waves on Twitter and other places. How do you guys come up? It's a collaboration between you and Justin Wanda.
Yes.
And a few other people there. How did that happen? Mlianzia wapi?
So I think the idea for Government Spokesman is an idea we've been toying with Justin, who's like the creator of the series. And Justine is just like this. She's like a genius of sorts. And so you're like, this would be funny. And the fight we had was how do we create it? Like, what within which world does this person exist? Like, do we have all these things like setups and everything? But I think eventually we were like, let's just do it in like the most simplistic way that we could. And so far we have 19 episodes in, and the reception has been amazing, man. It's been amazing.
And then I've also noticed you're also working with other comedians like Jack Otis. You have also worked with Nathan Rere.
Yes.
How do you determine to work with somebody? Ama wetu ni bora tumekam na idea tufanye kitu.
So I have we have guys we work with on a regular basis. So Jack Otis, we have Marcus Master as well, and even you, we've done a few projects with you, but I think right now we're not as strict on who we work with that much, because it's, if we fuck with the idea, if the idea is funny, then we are open to all the collaborations we can get, because we find joy and satisfaction in just creating. So the process is just satisfying, and if it gets like all good reception, then that's just a bonus. And I also saw that people walikuwa naingilia. Kena has become like, he went solo and everything. And he's actually been doing really well since he went solo, which is amazing. Like sasa uliona hiyo video ya Yvonne. I think her name is Yvonne Kisa. Did you see her first video? And she was getting a lot of
Black.
Yeah, so guys are like, yo, you're not funny. And I don't know how I feel about that whole scenario. Because I think she's funny, but I've seen a few videos where I feel like she wasn't trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those situations where maybe she's like, I'm gonna just try and do like this unfunny thing to get people talking about me and increase the engagement and whatever. It's a complicated game, showbiz. So I think she's funny, but I've seen a few videos where she was either not trying at all, and in my opinion, I think it was intentional, that maybe she was like intentionally trying not to be funny.
Because people do weird things out here. Cloud chasing, anything for cloud. Anyway, let's take a short break where we will be listening to the one and only Zinia Manasseh, who has an album out. But before that, we're not going to play a new song from the album. We're going to play an oldie from her. It's called Niambie. This is the breakout song from the artist. Thanks for tuning in. This is FAQ, Philosophy and Quack with me, Shiem Betsa. This is Niambie by Zinia Manasseh.
Niamini, ninataka uwe wangu milele, kabla upate nishakuwa na mwingine. Niambie ni mimi, niambie ni mimi, sitaki kujua mwingine, sitaki kujua mwingine, sitaki kujua mwingine, sitaki kujua mwingine. Decision on a mission for more. It's such a challenge, got tight bro balance, but it's worth fighting for. Niambie ni mimi, niambie ni mimi, sitaki kujua mwingine, sitaki kujua mwingine, sitaki kujua mwingine, sitaki kujua mwingine.
Yeah, that was Zinia Manasseh with Niambie pale. Sasa watu wangu sasa tuko hapa na Maina Munene bwana.
Yes, sir.
Hii mambo ya doing anything for clout bwana. Why are people umeona hii mambo ya calligraphy beef yake ameanza na TZ bwana.
Yeah.
What do you think about that bwana? Yeah.
So first of all, the OG is the OG. OG ni OG.
Amesema hivyo
but
Zizi kuna vitu zingine OG afanyangi bana. Hii ni utoto.
No, but anyway, na feel ni kama OG was just trying to like fool around and maybe like publicize the gig they did with Nikita Kering. So they have like a fresh song out on Coke Studio, yeah? So I think in my opinion maybe he was just trying to like cause conversation around what he's doing and the projects he's doing with Coke Studio. And I believe he's within his right to just create conversations that will lead to people listening to the projects and such conversations. However, I feel like now people in Tanzania just like took it too literal. And now it was like sasa ni vita sasa acha tumalizane. But I think
ilikuwa serious bwana. Unasema nini?
I think ilipata more hype than ilikuwa ina deserve kupata, in my opinion. Yeah.
Bana jesa jamaa kiasha moto. Unajua huwezi asha moto alafu ukose kuwa na
but pia kuna moto msana anaweza washa ukwe like hii moto haiendi mahali so wacha tu izime yenyewe. But sasa wewe ukianza kupiga zile hapo moto iko ishike sasa una get wewe ndo unamwagilia mafuta taa kwa moto.
Si ndio sasa yeye ndo alifanya hivyo sasa.
Na feel wa Tanzania walichukulia out of proportion. Wakaingiza personal ikaenda tu off kabisa. But I feel like the intention was like okay in my opinion.
But isn't there a better way to do it? Couldn't he find a better way to do it? Why attack?
Ebu walk me through a better way.
Basically si unafanya collaboration to just a Tanzanian guy or something and then you go from there. Like it's
but why would you do another project to promote another project?
But why, okay, Nikita is not even Tanzanian. Why is he bringing attention to the Nikita song through creating? Because he has a song. He has a song about this whole thing. About this whole beef.
Yeah, but I feel like it was like a freestyle of sorts. It's like
that song was shit though. Let's just be honest. I'm only penda ili kubamba. Uko biased.
Tweets their own.
Oji. Nyinyi ndio mnapoteza ndugu yetu hapa.
Mimi na feel ni kama wewe you gotta do what you gotta do.
Isn't there a point that you have to be like the art comes before the cloud? Ama wetu bora tu numbers ndo zinaongea.
Zizi. I'm a firm believer of work. Like we put in the work. Alafu like maybe 80% work, 20% cloud.
Yeah.
But huwezi kuwa na cloud yenye imezidi kazi yenye unafanya.
Yeah.
So that I'm like totally against. Kwa sababu even our vijana we're talking about the likes of Ethan Muziki, Kinoti, they're pulling all these numbers without cloud.
Yeah.
It's just purely good work.
Yeah.
And people fuck with good work. But if you're playing at the level of calligraph, then you've put in the work for so long that people know you can work.
Yeah, exactly. That's the beef I had with him because when he released the song I was like this is not
what if it was intentional though?
It is intentional. Like saying anisinyana OG. Once you get to a certain level, there are things you're not supposed. Unaonanga Jay-Z akifanya vitu za cloud up. Ushesikia Jay-Z. Just an honest question.
So wewe ungependelea afanye nini?
OG should just focus on the music. At this point he should just be releasing bangers and bangers and bangers and bangers, but he is not doing that. Anaanza kuleta moto hapa mara toa tint mara sijui nini. Like there's always every time he wants to release a project or do something, there must be some weird shenanigans. And I feel like that's the formula in Kenya. Like Willie Paul, every time he wanted to release a song, he always teased like he's getting married to someone. Unakumbuka? Maka people told him you have to stop doing that. And I feel like that kills the essence of the craft. Wacha ngoma ionge. Like Nyashinski really, ushesikia Nyashinski, apart from hivi sanga vya juzi, he really has anything happening. Na ngoma inatolewa tu. Then unaona?
Yeah, like I have so much more respect for artists wenye hata wakadinali manze wanachomoa tu.
Wanachomoa tu by the way machike ngoma yao mpya hii chunga.
No chunga man. Chunga is a dope song.
That guy. Video is fire but Loki is doing the thing manze.
Yeah manze. So OG na the whole Tanzania beef. Potato manze.
It is what it is.
Yeah, wazi.
But anyway, let's talk about now your comedy because najua you're more of a comedian than a musician. Nimekupeleka sector yenye hata ujui vitu mingi.
No, I'm an artist, man. I fuck with all forms of art, man.
Najua but now let's talk about the things that you do ile sasa ndo msanii sasa. Take me through your comedy journey, but this is a conversation we've never had. How did you, because najua first of all you came from Laikipia.
Yes.
And then you came to Nairobi. Kulienda aje ukatoka huko kama comedian because mtu akikuja Nairobi najua kitu kwanza ni kutafuta kazi, ukaamua kwa msanii.
So nikikam Nairobi sikuwa nakuja kuwa comedian. Like I had started watching late night shows and such stuff. But sikuwa nimekuja kuwa comedian. I wanted to be a writer. So I write for film and TV as well. So that's what I wanted to do. And I was unable to do that because I was not in Nairobi. So everything artistic in Kenya happens almost exclusively in Nairobi. So that was the reason that I came to Nairobi. And I didn't just come. I had I came for a job in Machakos. But sasa vile job iliisha, I think that's the point when I decided to just focus on the arts. How I I performed, how I got into stand-up itself was. So I texted Doug Mutai, stand-up collective, and I was like, yo, I want to write for stand-up comedy. I want to write for you guys. I'm a writer. I'm trying to diversify my ability as a writer. So writing for stand-up comedy was like an interesting idea for me. So he tells me, yo, come to 2 Grapes. Let's have a conversation. So we met with Doug at 2 Grapes. And so he suggested that I perform because I would be a better stand-up comedy writer if I was also a performer. Yes. So hiyo siku tulimit nikapanda stage and I did my first set. That was on 9th December 2020. Yes, 2020.
Ulianzia blues ama ulianzia wapi?
Zizi my first stage ilikuwa 2 Grapes.
Nice.
So nilienda blues.
And how was the 2 Grapes thing?
I didn't bomb, but I also didn't kill. Like it was okay. One of those performances that are like, it's an okay performance.
Like at least you could prove like unaweza sema unaweza chekesha watu.
Nilichekesha wasi na zilikuwa unajua zile performance unapiganga and then wasako like awesi mara ya kwanza una perform kitu ile. So I had those and then it's been downhill from there.
Wacha kudanganya watu
sense. That first day was the highlight of my career.
Umekuwa hatari siku hizi mpaka unavaa combat stage.
Ile combo nikivalia move bomb kila time.
Si ndio si wewe uko sawa umevaa nguo ya jeshi unataka aje. So how do you approach your comedy? How do you go about it? Are you one of those, can you define, do you have a specific style you go for? Am I to new lemse to end like because personally I know I'm a storyteller.
I feel like I tell jokes based off on my life experiences. And a few observational material here and there, but I just let the joke take me wherever it wants to take me. So I wouldn't say like I'm locked on one specific area of stand-up or delivery or performance. I'm just a little of I'm gonna tell the dick jokes when they come. I'm gonna just dance around different topics and see how that turns out. Because stand-up comedy is a beautiful game and it's silly and not serious. So I'm not one to take it all the way seriously and say I'll never do this. This is the only thing that I do. Yeah, man.
I understand. Anyway, let's take another short break now. Let's listen to Karun with the pen and the paper. This is Philosophy and FAQ. Leo niko na Maina Munene in the studio. I hope you guys are having a good time. If you're not having a good time, nitumie message pale tumenyane vizuri. Anyway, this is Karun with the pen and the paper.
Would you be my pen and paper? I could write your destiny. Maybe I could see it later, and I'll show you the rest of said to myself, but it's sad to see that you're bad for my health and you're stuck with me. I feel better when I write it down, yeah, for myself to see. Cause I'm out here wondering if you'll be there for me. Cause it was fine when we started, and no wonder if you're toxic. And I spend all my days now in a state of need, and I'll be there for you even though you're bad for me. Even though I wonder will you say the no for me. Would you be my pen and paper? I could write your destiny. Maybe I could see it later, and I'll show you the rest of it. After you I feel better. Oh, you're like my therapy. Wish that I could feel this forever. Commit you to my memory. Ukini karibia, najiachilia. 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 Ukini karibia, najiachilia.
Tell the streets spicy season, so you know we don't need no reason. Don't they know it's spicy season? Then we giving it a whole new meaning. Go low, girl, go low. Get cash, girl, get dough. Wind up, take it slow, take it slow. I'm accustomed to finer things on my customs designer things. I live lavish, my Sego things. I'm a queen, so no less of things. Who you think you are to come at me this way? I am the moon, the stars are lights on my way. Yeah, yeah, you're wasting my time, so get back in line. Oh yeah, baby boy so fine, but do you understand how this girl gets this bread? I mean, I'm in demand, I'm in my bag end. I'm cashing checks and lots of planning. So me and bad girl, no really stay busy all day. Johnson, I can't stream me. It's spicy season, so you know we don't need no reason. Don't they know it's spicy season? Then we giving it a whole new meaning. Go low, girl, go low. Get cash, girl, get dough. Wind up, take it slow, take it slow.
She likes it, she likes my moves, the night shift, the Nike shoes. I might trip, I might touch you, I might shit, I might touch you. And I'm fooling, I do it the best. Front row, it's a movie, like you would expect. Fine girl, it's a doobie, Tukaruka Quajet. On board with the Coogie Nikki Snooze kwa vest. Spicy, I mean better get your Visine. Icy, IG, everything exciting. Mighty, Valerie, Ruby on a mic thing. Nairobi on a hype thing.
He said that I drop it so good, and you know he also be talking bars. Living lavish, the life that I choose, and you may think that I be talking cars. It's the divinity that I exude. It's expensive, you can feel it in this hefty groove. Persuasive, you better take a chance on this girl with the dream. The money, no finesse, be dripping off my steez. Yeah. camera pose. Yes, I will have my wine with some cheese. Yeah. Nah, nigga, please, you know I did not mean to cause a scene. The mission was you keeping on me, so I gotta pull up a microphone and drop it, be so easy. Yeah, I gotta pull up a microphone and drop it, be so easy. Yeah,
Tell the streets it's spicy season, so you know we don't need no reason. Don't they know it's spicy season? Then we giving it a whole new meaning. Go low, girl, go low. Get cash, girl, get dough. Wine up, take it slow, take it slow.
Yeah, we are back again. That was Spicy Season by Valerie Mudoni featuring Tayo. And of course, before that, we had Pen and Paper by Karungari Mungai mwenye. Karun, yes. And we were talking about how we were reminiscing about Kapmula and all these guys and how everything is breaking up. Man. What do you think about groups and breaking up, bana? Why do you think that happened? Because for Kamula, we understand they are young. Yeah. But Sauti Sol washa announce wanachukua ka break or whatever. Just a band walichukua ka break wakarudi tena. But yes, Sauti Sol, what do you think? What happens?
I think it's people grow, you know, like you start a group when you have like this like dream, you know, all of you share in the dream, and then time passes and people grow and they want different things. Yeah. They want to go to different places. It's a very hard thing, and I commend Sauti Sol for staying together that long, because it's very hard to get 3 people or 4 people and just put them together and align their visions and their drive and everything into like a common goal and be able to stay together for 15 years.
But the 15 years is a long time.
That's a long time, bro.
That's a grown up.
Yeah, man.
15 form 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
But now ni mtu mzima bana.
Get. And sometimes peer money usually comes and it just fucks everything up. So being together for 15 years, like through periods where you've had money, periods where you've been broke, I think that's commendable in my opinion, manze.
But they're speaking about being broke, bana. What do you I think people undervalue the value of money as an artist, you know. Hii kitu usanii kama mtu ana join kweli kana na pesa unaweza mwambia ingie kweli. Do it for the passion or do it for the money?
I think art is a very expensive career path. And you need, for you to make money off art, you need to have injected a lot of money and resources and energy and time.
Because like stand up unaweza break down like cost as a stand up. Najua most people wana tu na come stage kazi yako ni kwenda open mic, alafu una perform, alafu unatoka hapo unaenda show una perform, like so they feel like wewe kazi like investment yako tu ni fair.
Manze, like kuna cause stand up, for example, is born of experiences and research and knowing things. So kuna hiyo element there's a lot of time that you have to put in the craft for you to be average. So if you wanna stand out, then it means there has to be like an element of research. There has to be an element of like there's a lot of energy that you put into the craft, and for it to like, for people to see you that 5 minutes and be like, yeah, this guy is good. They don't know how much you've had to sacrifice to be able to like have that kind of output. So it's a very expensive affair. Kuna hiyo element time, research, transport and all that that goes into the craft. If you want people to see your content, you have to maybe promote it on IG and stuff like that. And it's just expensive, man.
Because there's also this guy who was saying that as a comedian or as a musician or as an artist, you have to live life. And people just think living life ni kuwa broke na kukaa kwa SQ yako hapo kiliazi. People don't think like you have to go to parties bana. And it's difficult because unasikia sometimes we have experienced this a few times. You hear the audience members saying, "Hey, sit in Dubai Store or something." Okay, angalia mfuko hapo, you're like shit. And then obviously as a man, not even as a man, as any human being, you cannot just be riding on other people's waves because
it's a very shitty way of living, man.
So for you to become that stand-up comedian, people forget about that aspect. And how do you think sometimes you can go around it? Have you figured it out? Am I bado pia you're trying to understand this thing? But umefika Zimbabwe.
I think ini kitu we're figuring it out as we go. Kwa sababu we've not gotten to a point where Kenyan stand-up comedy is making like proper money. And until we get to that point, then I feel like we are at a disadvantage because our fans, our audiences expect us to give them Chappelle quality material
experiences
with Maina Munene kind of resources.
Is the industry even making sense of them?
Unaget.
And I get kilo.
So in a ngumu sana in terms of just taking the craft where it's supposed to be, especially because money hasn't really started coming in. But I feel like there's hope. There's like a lot of conversations happening. And I'm sure like in the next few months or maybe 1 year, it should be able to be okay.
Okay, so if someone wants to see you on stage, anakupata wapi?
Okay, so we have weekly shows, weekly open mic shows where we come and try new material. On Wednesdays, we're usually at 2 Grapes in Kilimani. And Thursdays, we are at Brioche on Raptor Road. All this is courtesy of Punchline Comedy Club Nairobi.
Shout out to Punchline Comedy Club.
Yeah, man, you can follow them on IG. And all the details of where they perform and what they are doing will be on the IG.
That's nice. But do you think the comedy industry is making sense? Because sometimes like I usually have that weird feeling. Like, is it making sense yet?
So building is a very messy process. And we are at that level where we are building. So it like if you went to like a building that's being constructed and it's all messy and everything, it doesn't make sense. So like I get that it might not make sense right now, but it's cause it's in the process of being built. Unaget.
Sitinaelewa lakini mafansa wenyewe.
So kuna the final product itakuwa perfect. But right now lazima kwanza to figure out all haijapigwa plaster, it's just it's under construction. That's all I can say.
Okay, okay, right now you have requested for 2 songs. These are some of your favorite artists. So we're going to play Irosh Maheni and nimeona pia Brandi Maina hapo. Alini Block, sio ni sawa?
Alini Block.
Anyway, we want to sign out. This has been me, Shembetsa, on Philosophy and Kwakeke. Fuck you if you like. My guest has been Maina Munene.
Yes, sir.
Maina Munene, ebu sign out. Ambia fans wako kitu, tell them something or say whatever.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the love you've been showing us online. Keep watching the content. Keep coming to shows. Keep listening to Radio 254. If you want to follow me on IG, you could. It's at Maina_Munene. TikTok, it's Maina Munene _. Facebook and YouTube, it's Maina Munene.
Nice. That's been Maina Munene. He's an eccentric entertainer. Guys, it's been me. My name is Shiembeta. This has been Philosophy and Kwak. I want to sign out with Irosh and Brandi Maina. Join me tomorrow, same time, from 12 to 1, where I'll be talking to a good friend of mine. His name is Mwaluma. He's also a very, very talented photographer, talented visual artist. He's working his way up in the industry. And I hope you guys had a good time. I had a good time. I hope you guys have fun. Go there, like, share, subscribe, do the thing, support Radio 254. And I'll keep saying this, manze. Thank you guys for for tuning in, and this is me signing out. Bye-bye.
New track blazing the fire, my Henny. What you know?
Fuine demore una veonyueta faki twakinya kwanyu kera mamu wanyu ate twasemanirie hado kanithaine ate twasemanirie hado prayer group ine chini ena nie koeraga songa nisugulia